Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 1st of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know about Disney Star Wars is that there's a great divide between Star Wars fans, if not more than a divide, since of course the release of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Now that those two films are behind us and we're looking ahead to the future by Disney and Lucasfilm and what they're really trying to develop as we go throughout this entire decade, a lot of fans are very intrigued about exactly how Bob Chapek and Iger are really going to handle things moving forward, right? We've got the new trilogy on our hands, we've got a handful of Star Wars TV series, both in live action and animated form for Disney+, and let's not forget about the books, the novels, the comics, and yes, even the video games. So it's all going to be compiled together as this new Star Wars universe, this SWU, if you will, that's really going to go up against the MCU. That's what Bob Chapek and Iger want to do, is that they want to make Star Wars as successful and as big as the MCU, and a lot of fans may very well be against that. You know, Star Wars being modeled after the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whether or not that's a good or a bad thing all depends on how it's really going to be laid out from start to finish. So when we look at one specific project that a lot of fans have a lot of issues with is of course the Leslye Headland project, right? The all-female led Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that is actually aimed to use tons of identity politics, real-world issues, and personal agendas. Now, with that being said, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. Currently, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are working together as a team in order to reunite the fans around the world and to evolve the franchise into something more successful than it ever has been. Now, though Kathleen Kennedy no longer has any creative control over the existing projects in the early development phase, Kennedy is described to have creative control over the one project, which is the all-female-led Star Wars TV series that will be created by Leslye Headland. Now, since the reveal of Leslye Headland surfaced, many fans have been very upset with Kennedy's decision and vision for the new TV show and creating major backlash against the TV series and Kennedy's plan for Star Wars. It's noted that behind the scenes, creator Leslye Headland is furious with the fans who created the backlash and the premature boycott of her TV show, since her plans for the future of Star Wars surfaced. Now, Leslye is described to be angry at the Star Wars community, criticizing her TV series that will include tons of identity politics, agendas, and real-world issues in the mix. Now, some would argue to wait until her TV series drops and releases to make a complaint. However, given what Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye want for the TV show, things really are not looking bright for Star Wars and for this particular Star Wars TV series that they plan to drop sometime in 2022 or 23, and that they are set to begin pre-production this summer for the scripts and concept art as well. Now, Headland is actually said to still be in the talks with creator Rian Johnson, and that Leslye wants the series to have a tone similar to The Last Jedi by giving it that dark tone with an independent film style feel to her TV series. The series is best described as a one-time project for Kathleen Kennedy before she no longer has creative control over at Lucasfilm 100%, and that both Bob Iger and Chapek are very angry over Kennedy's decision of choosing Headland behind their backs, since she actually was the one assistant of Harvey Weinstein for roughly 1 year. Now, it's noted that also Leslye wants to abandon many concepts and visions from creator George Lucas for this TV show in order to give an original feel and tone for Disney+, and that a specific timeline will be changed and history will be changed by Headland to certain levels for her new TV series for Disney+. Now, this is said to be Kathleen Kennedy's project in which she wants Rian Johnson to be involved in a big way eventually for the TV series, since his new trilogy was separated by Bob Chapek. So, the thing about this new TV series, and I've talked about this before in the past, is that, like I said, nobody and no normal person likes identity politics. It's one of the main reasons as to why a lot of fans have had issues with the current direction of Star Wars, or should I say the previous direction, because all but this project, things are indeed being changed for the better by Dave Filoni, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, Bob Chapek, Bob Iger, whatever have you. all of the other projects are going to be going in a different direction. This is basically Kathleen Kennedy's last hurrah, if you will, where she's going to be working with Headland to do something that she has always wanted to do, that, of course, is the all-female-led Star Wars TV series, just because. Not to fit the story, not to fit the scripts that are being written, but just because. And that was basically the one thing that we got about this TV show, is that it's just going to be an all-female-led Star Wars TV series. No specific timeline, no specific era, if you will, anything like that. Only that one subject is all we got, and it just tells us, the fans, that since they only want identity politics, agendas, and real-world issues thrown into the mix, it's going to create a mess and a major train wreck. You know, fans, and let alone just regular common moviegoers, they go to the movies to get away from real-world issues and agendas and identity politics. This is the last thing that we want to see in a Star Wars film, or even a Star Wars TV series at that on Disney+, and you could see exactly where Kathleen Kennedy continues to fail, and this is another prime example. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.